Hello, my name is Terry Aukus. I'm the Agronomy Sales Manager for CFE in the Western region. And today for this version of Field Friday, I'm going to discuss several topics that have been brought up on cover crops. One of the questions that I've been getting recently is, when is it too late to plant cover crops, or how long can I continue to plant them? And so right now, one guideline, the cover crop in the aerial corn application, is that we want 50% light penetration. And so with some of the corn that have been gotten planted later this season, some even into the first part of June, that canopy is just starting to open up now. And so from that standpoint, it's not too late. So we want obviously good moisture to get started, which does not seem to be a problem this year. And then again, 50% light penetration into that canopy. The second thing is, how late do we plant cereal rye or oats this fall? Obviously silage has been very difficult this fall. Harvest has been going slower than we'd like to see, and so I would say from an oat standpoint, another week or two into the middle of September would be satisfactory. But then after that, ideally oats, the window of planting oats is starting to close quite rapidly. But cereal rye, on the other hand, can be planted well into October, if not the first part of November. And depending on the use and what you're trying to accomplish with that, you can plant it even well into November, and that seed will lay there and germinate next spring. And depending on how fast we break dormancy next spring, could get satisfactory growth out of it, even from a cover crop standpoint. So from that standpoint, our window is quite wide yet to plant cereal rye after either corn or soybeans, and we're just entering into that window on soybeans, where we would aerial apply in a soybean crop where leaf drop is starting to occur. I get many questions on that. It's like, when can I do that? And typically when leaves are still quite green or the plant is healthy, we do not want to do that yet, because again, we do not have enough light penetration in that environment. But now that the bean plants are starting to turn yellow and they're starting to die off, that window is ideal in the next couple weeks from that standpoint for those that want to get a jump ahead of planting a cover crop in a soybean field. The second thing I wanted to discuss or touch is Iowa State University's done some work on a variety of management practices in nitrogen and phosphorus reduction in many farming operations. And one of the things that's widely used, in fact 95 to 100% of our ammonia that gets put out in the fall has a nitrogen stabilizer like an N-serve in it, and the years worth of data and studies have shown that is a benefit that pays immensely. And so the chart that I'd like to show you, you can refer to it at, on average, fall ammonia with a stabilizer versus not shows a 9% reduction in nitrogen loss. Well, compare that to a cereal rye of 31% or oats of 28%. You cannot forget the importance of using a cover crop in your operation and reducing N loss and phosphorus loss for that matter too. And considering when this year has been very, very difficult on nitrogen management, we're starting to see a lot of fields show deficiencies, and so that's coming to the forefront and on a lot of growers' minds, what to do with their management practices for next year. I just wanted to give a consideration in regards to cover crop and reducing your phosphorus and nitrogen loss for next year.